This wreath is brought to you by Hobby Lobby. So, I know it's just August, but fall is coming and it's going to be here before you know it. So let's get ready. Let's go shopping at Hobby Lobby and get all this fabulous, beautiful decor to make the perfect fall wreath. And you know what? You're going to enjoy the whole thing. I love it so much. This wreath is going on my front door. So let's get started. Okay, so it all starts with a wreath base, right? So we grabbed one of these green fluorofoam 15.6 inch in diameter by 2 inch wreath forms from the floral section in Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if you've heard this before, but if you've been watching me for any length of time, I always have Hobby Lobby felt by the yard on hand in so many of their colors, because it's just really handy to have for a project like this. So let me show you what we're going to do. So we are going to just take a rotary cutter and we're going to go around it. We're not going to be really like absolutely perfect, but what I want to do is I want to put this on the back of our wreath. All right, so I'm going to just kind of cut it a little bit, and then we're going to kind of cut it down some more. And then you're going to cut out here, and you're just going to want to cut just outside of it because we want it to kind of wrap around the wreath itself. Okay, so as you can see, I'm getting pretty close, but we are going to cover this whole frame in florals. So I wanted to try doing something that didn't take a grapevine wreath, just to kind of give us a different feel and look to this wreath. Okay. Oops, I didn't get that all. So you're going to cut that. You're going to cut it again around pretty close. Can't get it. There we go. It doesn't need to be perfect because most of this is going to be hidden. So I want to just kind of bring it over here a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it very close, maybe 1/4 of an inch outside of the frame. So cut all that out and come back. Okay, so you're going to take your foam here and we're just going to like switch it. Let's just switch it. All right, so you're going to take your foam and you're going to place it over the back. So this is the back of your wreath, okay? I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. We're not going to do a lot because hot glue can kind of melt the styrofoam, and so we don't want too much. We just want to be able to have a nice looking back. So especially if you put this on a glass door, that you won't see the green. So this is always really super helpful. So just do this around and then take your glue gun, and you may need to cut some slits. Let's see, let me show you what I mean. In order to get it to go down, you may need to put a little slit like right here and then glue it down as well. Okay, so take care of that step and then we'll get started. Okay, so we're on to the next step. The next step is I picked up one of these fall garlands. We're kind of keeping with a neutral theme for this one, and this I'm really excited about because I'm going to put this on my front door. But this is a 6-foot fall garland. Now the price is $34.99. This is where you really get to experience a big savings because it's 40% off. And this is a great deal because that's a lot of materials, okay? And we're not even going to use it all. We're going to cut some of it off and then we can add it throughout our wreath as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off and get started. Okay, so you're probably thinking, Julie, how are you going to attach that? Well, good question. I'm so glad you asked. We're going to take this and we're going to go out on the outer edges of this wreath, okay? So if you look here, I'm going to start focusing on this because we have to cover this whole thing, all right? So I'm going to find about a middle spot here, maybe like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch down. You can see that. I'm also going to take my Surebonder pot. I don't know if you can see it here in the picture, but you can get these glue pots from Hobby Lobby, and I have it off to the side. I will show it a better close-up here in a moment. But for time's sake, we're going to just go ahead and we're going to grab these floral pens that you can get in the floral department. And I'm going to take this pen, I'm going to dip it in my glue pot, and we're going to get it started. And we're going to put it in the wreath frame like that. Okay. So I'm going to lay it down because it's going to work better for me if I do. but you get the idea. All right, so I'm going to go over here and we're going to start it, and we're going to bend this part here, grab another floral pick here, put a little bit of glue in it, and make sure you don't burn yourself because that's really hot glue. So I'm going to just take my scissors here and make sure it's in. And you're going to go all the way around this frame until you get to this point, and then you're going to cut off with your wire cutters. Okay, so I just added extra pins around once I got it all attached, but it's nice and attached. So let's just take what we have remaining here, which is pretty much a good amount of these picks, and we're going to use them all. We're not going to let any of them go to waste. Simply just cut them apart, and then we're going to focus on putting these towards the inside of the frame. Oops, I got a piece of the tag there, so I need to get that off. Okay, so here's the key. We're going to keep going with the flow. You guys have watched me many times, and this is what I tell you. We're going to go with the flow of the wreath, all right? So just kind of space them out here, and I'm going to kind of focus on the inside of the wreath. And I just love these colors. So just go on the inside and then come back. Okay, so I know these are not neutral colors. These are vibrant, rich colors, but we're gonna make them neutral colors. I was at my friend's house the other day, and she is a wedding florist, and she had all these spray paint cans, and I said, do you spray your flowers? And she's like, yeah, we get flowers all the time. They're not the right color, and we simply spray paint them to be the color that they need. And that just kind of got me. I wanted some littler flowers, so we're going to spray paint these. But let me tell you what we're going to do. So I like to separate them out. We're going to push the leaves up as far as we can. And then I'm just going to cut these like this. And I'm going to get a box. And I'm going to poke holes in that box. And I'll show you here in the next segment of me spray painting them. So we're going to cut some of these. I may not use all of them and save them for a different project. And then the other thing was these ferns. This is one of my favorite things to get at Hobby Lobby. So what I would do is just really kind of like separate them out, and then we're going to just spray them, and we're going to stick them in a box like that, and then we're going to spray them. And again, this is a eucalyptus, and again, I'm going to just kind of push up the branches here so that I'll make a nice bundle, and we're going to spray paint this. So let's go outside and get this done. Hey there. So we're going to go outside. This is a little shot of my backyard. I love it. And we're going to spray paint our flowers and our greenery. And I just used an old box, poked holes in it. I did poke several holes for the flowers because I did cut those stems, but you're just going to try to get this as covered as well as you can. I will leave the link to the color of the paint that I used down below in the description box. And this is what it looks like after the first coat. And then I just ended up using the whole can on them. All right, so it's coming along, and you might want to take a few of the floral pens. And if you feel like, you know, this is going out too far, simply put some glue on it and take it, and you can kind of just pin it to the side of the wreath so that you can kind of control the look of it a little bit more. So I just got done spray painting some ferns and some flowers. The verdict is still out on whether or not I'll use the flowers. I'm not sure if it's really going to give me the neutral look enough, but we'll see. But I do like how the ferns and the eucalyptus turned out. I have just a hint of green showing through, and this is just a great way to take something if you want a really specific color. Hobby Lobby has great spray paints. They even have little like miniature craft size ones so that you don't have to get a full bottle if you don't want to, but it's pretty economical too. So I'm going to use this, and we are simply going to find spots to put this throughout the wreath, okay? And if a little bit of green shows through, that's okay. I'm not worried about it. So have fun. And we're going to do the same thing with our eucalyptus. And I've already cut all the branches, and you're just going to, this is where we're going to fill in all of the bare spots, and we're just going to really try to make it full. Okay, this is looking amazing. I'm loving the painted ferns and the eucalyptus that we did. I just kind of feel like it kind of just brought that, like, that neutral feel, but still has a hint of green in it. So now I'm going to take 3 of these neutral kind of beige leaves, and we're just going to, again, as we do with everything, guys, we're going to separate it out. We're not going to keep it together. And then we're going to just add it to our wreath, wherever you want to put it, okay? Just make sure that your leaves are facing up, because we don't want that. We don't want to miss that. That's important, right? So just start putting them in wherever you feel like it looks good. And I'm going to put 3 of these picks in this one. All right, I'm really loving how this is coming, and we're going to take the painted flowers that we did, because I just wanted a little bit of flowers. I didn't really want to make this too much about flowers, because honestly, I think you could be done with just the foliage that we've done so far. I think it's really pretty, and it gives the look we're going for. So I'm going to cut some of these and just add them wherever you feel like you want them in your wreath. Kind of trying to turn them a little bit. I don't want too much yellow showing, but I think this is a great way to transform some of your florals by just taking simply some spray paint. I mean, if you wanted to do a Christmas feel, you could take your favorite flowers and you could spray paint them gold or green or whatever color you need it to do. So just add a few here and there, and that's all we're going to need. We're not even going to use a whole bush of these. I didn't even spray paint a whole bush. Okay, and of course, we're going to add a few little pumpkins. And I got this stem, and it's just perfect. I think this is going to really set it off. So you're just going to tear them off or cut them off or whatever you want to do, and just find a spot to put it in your wreath. And I think it's just enough, not too much. I think 1 stem is going to be plenty. So I'm going to put these around, and we might, I have some of these. I don't know if we're going to put these. I know I use these a lot, but I'm trying to stay away from it. I'm trying to use different things here. So just add your pumpkins wherever you want. And this wreath is going to be perfect for fall. All right, I love how this turned out. I'm so excited to put this on my front door. I think it's the perfect wreath for fall. I love all the neutral colors, and I love the fact that you can take spray paint and change something up. I love that so much. So if you watch the whole video, make sure to leave me a pumpkin in the comments below. And Hobby Lobby, thank you so much for sponsoring another video here on Julie's Wreath Boutique. We love Hobby Lobby, and I know my followers do too. So until next week, until we have another video, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.